Hello and welcome to Around the Core. This is an incremental game that is very interesting because I was expecting it to be completely automated in regards to its aiming functions and so on and so forth, but no, you actually have to aim manually. If you want to check it out, there is a link in the description, wishlist it and so on and so forth if you like what you see, and otherwise, let's start a new game. And here we go. So, we're going to activate the core. And there's going to be a bunch of upgrades and so on and so forth, but let's power it on and let's see what we can do. So basically what you have to do is destroy shapes, and you have to reload every so often. And when you destroy these shapes, you gain resources, whatever the resources are. Mostly money, as far as I can tell, yeah. And we can go to the skill tree, and we can upgrade our bullet damage, and then we'll go again. And now we're going to be able to destroy these things in one hit. Obviously, the bigger the shape, the more powerful it is, and so as a result you're not going to be able to destroy it in one hit as easily. But yeah, you can see here the skill-based function that I was talking about earlier. You're going to have to lead your target sometimes because the squares might be well, they might be drifting a little bit, and that's obviously not something you want to do. You want to get a little bit, you want to be a little bit more on target. So I'm just trying to be very careful here, because I cannot choose, by the way, when I fire. I am automatically firing at the moment, so this is not me being like, oh yes, I'm going to just fire randomly. No. That is not me. That is the automated function of the cannon that we have here. So as you can see, we've now made them larger, and we're making them larger because we want to get more rewards. When you make these shapes larger, you will get more stuff from them. There's also going to be some pretty cool things that we can do later on where you can actually get yourself some amazing power-ups. So we're going to get to see that as well. One extra drop from red enemies. That's absolutely perfect. That's really nice. I do need to get that additional energy. I think that's probably... Wait, did I already get that? I think I might have already gotten that. I actually really like the soundtrack of this game as well, surprisingly enough. Generally, I do feel as though quite a lot of incrementals have great soundtracks, and this is definitely no different from that. They really do have some great ones. There's some great songs here. And otherwise, look at this. Bullet speed we could go for. Or we could go for the magazine capacity. Or we could go for initial enemy count. Let's increase the initial enemy count. For me personally, I think that is far and away probably the best one to go for, because you just have so many things around you here. Obviously, if I had a higher magazine, then that would also make a huge difference. That really would. And they do start to run away from you a little bit, unfortunately. Yep, there we go. I did get 22 bucks, so that's okay. And now we're going to have yellow asteroid spawn chance, which is also going to be extremely useful. However, I am going to go for that magazine capacity increase as well as the bullet damage upgrade. I think that's really going to make a big difference. So let's see if we can do something here. There we go. Nice. Okay, yes. The more that I can destroy in the quicker amount of time, the better. Obviously, we now have 4 damage every single time we shoot, so we do have quite a bit of damage coming our way. And yeah, there you go. 28 bucks straight up. Now we can go for critical chance here as well. Critical chance is pretty hefty. I gotta say, I am actually a really big fan of hefty upgrades. I really am one of those people that just absolutely dislikes whenever there is an upgrade where it goes, you have 1% additional movement speed, or whatever it is. You know, stuff like that really just grinds my gears, whereas this doesn't do that. They just give you a flat 25% increase, critical strike chance. Absolutely wonderful. And it's going to increase more, by the way. You're going to be able to get even more than that. You will be able to get up to 100% additional critical strike chance, which I am going to love. So we'll see if we can maybe get there. I am hopeful that we will be able to. Obviously, it is a little bit slow going at this point because we just don't really have that much power. But that is going to change very soon. As you can see, I can increase my bullet damage even further here. We can even get some reload speed. I'm going to go for additional bullet damage right now, because what I want to try to do is I want to try to get to a point where we are one-shotting most of these squares right here, because if we can one-shot them, we're going to be able to earn even more money. And that's what we want. There we go. Nice. This guy is coming right towards us right here, and maybe we can get a nice little snipe on that guy maybe. Nah, it's highly unlikely that it's going to reach there in time. Oh, it did actually reach there in time. Nice. Look at that. 54 bucks for that. Absolutely perfect. Now what we can do is we can do some crazy cool stuff. Like we can get 50% critical chance, for example. I think we will do that. Let's get that 50% critical chance. So this is now going to mean that we are going to be doing, well, a significant amount more damage, and we're going to be able to destroy things just that much quicker. Obviously, I would probably want to get bullet speed sometime soon, because as you can see, look at the bullets. Look at how slow they're traveling. I have to be very, very careful about how my aim is progressing here. There we go. Nice. Look at that. That's absolutely perfect. All right. So what do we want? Do we want reload speed? Do we want bullet speed? I think we'll go for the bullet speed. Let's get 50% increased fire rate as well. I mean, literally 50% increased fire rate and bullet speed. Look at how crazy fast we are now firing. Look at that. That is exactly what I'm talking about. That's the reason why I absolutely love it when developers do that. I am, really, really big fan of that, where they just go, yeah, you know what? Here you go. Here's this big upgrade that makes you feel really satisfied with what you're able to do in the game. I love that kind of thing, because it's one of those things. You're playing an incremental. You want to have that satisfying feeling. Let's go for the asteroids, and then we can get electric enemies. So you may be wondering, okay, what is an electric enemy? Well, they are these things that are imbued with electricity. When you shoot them, there is a massive shock that comes out and does damage to other shapes in the area. So you're going to get to see exactly what I'm talking about. Boom, there it is. You see that? Boom. That was it. Unfortunately, we don't have many more of these at the moment. It is random which ones are electric and which ones are not. So we're getting a little bit unlucky there, unfortunately, because generally, if you see more and more electric enemies, you're actually going to be getting a very nice amount of damage output from that. I did get quite a significant amount from this, so I suppose that's okay. Let's go and increase on our red enemies there. And try to... Oh, look at this. Look at this. Absolutely amazing. Look at this. Boom, 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 and boom. And they are all basically done. Look at that. Super, super nice. We actually cleared them out really, really quickly. And I can hopefully snipe that yellow one. There we go. Very nice. And then we can hopefully get a couple more shots on this guy over here. I'm a little bit off target, unfortunately. Yeah. And now that we have even more cash, we're gonna do some stuff. Yeah, we're gonna get some really, really cool upgrades here. So as you can see, we can even get a 0.2 energy bonus per destroyed asteroid, which could be very, very useful for extending the lifetime of the round. So in other words, we could do that, or we could go for bullet damage. I think bullet damage is probably going to be the way to go for me. Maybe. Do I want to do that? Or I could increase the yellow enemies. Or we could go for more strikes with our lightning. You know what? Let's go for bullet damage, and we'll go for reload speed. I think that sounds like a pretty fun idea. So let's do that, and let's go for these yellows. Whoa, that was instantaneous. Okay, that was really, really fast. And now if I can just hit that yellow one down there. There we go. Nice, nice, nice. And then we are basically done. Look at this. Look at how much damage we're doing. This is pretty crazy. I'm actually one-shotting most of these asteroids as we go here. Very surprising, actually. Usually I'm like, oh no, this is definitely not going to do that. But there you go. We actually got a significant amount of cash once again. And so I could go for even more bullet damage. Boom, why not? Let's do it. That sounds like a fun idea, because now we are going to be doing even more against the larger shapes, and we'll see if we can maybe just do a little bit of snipage right there. Oh, unfortunate that I missed that yellow one. There we go. Now we got it. Now we can hit that one. Now we can hit this. Now we can maybe hit that. And it looks like every single thing on the map is dead. At least the ones that I can get to, at least. And there you go. Wow, we didn't even get that much cash. Wow, really? We didn't even get that much. Okay. Yeah, so what we'll do now is we'll start to get this. Yes, there we go. A 1% chance to obtain stars from any enemy. And this is worth multiple drops. So it could be very, very useful there. There we go. Okay, now, wow, yeah. We've got a lot of people spawning right next to us here. So this is great. Let's just try and... There we go. My reload speed is really making a huge difference as well. Super, super nice that we're actually getting some reload speed there. And let's just do some of that, and then some of this, and maybe we could do that, and then maybe do this. Yes, nice. Okay, there we go. Actually managed to do some pretty nice work right there. And look at that, 179. That is great. Okay, so we can now increase our yellow. I think we will increase the yellow, because now what we can do is we can increase the enemy spawn rate. As you can see right there, we have 100% by, by default, and we're going to be getting a 350% total. Oh yes, that is extremely, extremely good, because now we are going to be seeing enemies literally spawning just right in front of us, and it's going to be a lot easier for us to make massive amounts of cash, or at least I hope so. Let's just hit that yellow. There we go. Very nice. Nice little reload right there. There's a star. Did you see that? Yeah, there we go. And we've also got some more electric enemies coming on the screen too. So let's hope we can actually hit those. There we go. We actually hit some. And there we go. Out of energy. Unfortunate. But look at how much cash we made. We got 361. Let's increase the enemy red size and increase the initial enemy count. This is going to be very, very important. As you can see, look at this. Look at how insane this is now. We've got so many enemies on the screen. Now we need this damage. That's the funny thing. We need this damage now. I'm thinking we're probably going to be trying to go for critical chance sometime soon. I think that's probably going to make maybe the most sense for us. Maybe. Because we could probably get to 100% or something like that, but we're going to need... Oh no, this is terrible. I did such a bad job right there. Oh yeah, look at that. 225. I mean, I guess it's okay. It's not too bad. But yeah, we probably want to try to increase our critical damage. And here we go. Nice. We can immediately do this with the electric enemy over there. Very nice. Look at that. We're getting some good kills. And maybe we can snipe that one down there. Yep, there we go. Nice. Perfect. And now we can hopefully get so much cash that we'll be able to get one of the really advanced upgrades. That would be super, super nice for us. And, oh, I didn't have enough to finish off that yellow one, but we did get 450. Very nice. Now we can get the blue enemy spawns if we want to. I think we might do that, or we might go for the second one for this. Could do that, or we could go for bullet speed. Oh, there's a lot of stuff. Oh yeah, we could go for the activate, or we could go for the laser. We could go for the laser, or we could continue going down here and get the explosions. Yeah, explosive asteroids I have seen in my previous run. They are so fun. They are so fun because you can get some amazing... what is it now? Chain reactions, basically. So, as you might expect, if you manage to hit an asteroid that is an explosive version, and then you hit another one that's an explosive version, and then you shoot one of the electric ones, that it then goes into another explosion. It's pretty crazy. It actually goes super, super nice with that. Let's actually do this. Initial enemy count once again, and let's try to get more spark count for this. And more spark damage, because let's try to get our there we go. This is much better. There we are. This is what I'm talking about. Look at this. Now we can literally do this where our electric enemies are just inflicting so much damage that we're immediately getting massive amounts of cash, and we don't even really need to worry about it. You know, we can kind of just chill a little bit, just target those electric enemies down as best as we can. That's the strategy that I'm currently going for, of course. And there you go. Look at that. 626. We can even go for some more upgrades on that. Get them fully outfitted there. And then, oh, look at how crazy this is. Look at that. We can get another 50% increased fire rate with that. Oh, yeah. This is going to be great. Let's see if we can actually make that work. There we go. Nice, nice, nice. And maybe we can shoot this. Look at that. Yes, the more times you fire at these electric enemies, the more they fire off their electric sparks. So the more you can do that, so basically one-shotting them is maybe not the best idea, which is actually quite funny. But yeah, there you go. Nice. Yeah, good amounts of cash right there too. We can even go for the laser if we wanted to. Do we want to go for the laser? Do we want to go for more critical damage? We could go for more critical damage, could go for more lifesteal. Let's go for some more lifesteal and actually get 12 max energy, because I feel like right now we're running out of energy a little bit too quickly. So let's try to increase that as best as we can. And I will try to go for the electric enemies if possible, but as you can see, it is a little bit problematic. We don't have any piercing. I don't know whether there is an upgrade for piercing, but yeah, it would be kind of cool if we could get piercing. So like, you know, the projectile goes through the first enemy and then hits the second one or something like that. That would be kind of fun. Obviously, this is indeed a demo, so who knows? Maybe that will be added a little bit later. Who knows? But yeah, we are hopefully going to be able to destroy this before I reload. There we go. Nice. We did it. Okay, great. Look at that. 774. The question is, do we want to get any of these other things down here? I'm thinking maybe we do. Or we could just go for the fire rate. I could wait for the fire rate. We could wait for the explosions. We could wait for something like that. Or I could just go for the reward multipliers. Maybe we want to do that. Let's go for some of the reward multipliers. I think that sounds pretty fun. Ooh, nice. The reds are actually completely 100% maxed out now. That's kind of fun. All right. Yes, yes. I want more electric enemies, please. I really do. More electric enemies would make everything so extremely cool. We would be able to just clear the board really, really nicely here. But yes, as you can see, the more we destroy, the more energy we're able to lifesteal, as it were. And we're actually staying alive for quite a significant amount of time right here. Pretty nice. Okay, so the question is, can I hit that one? Yes, I can. Nice. There we go. Oh, I almost managed to finish off the blue one as well. Anyway, there you go. Look at that. We now have above 1,500 in cash. So let's increase the blue enemy size right there. And then I think what I'll probably do is I will go for the laser. Let's go for laser damage as well. And let's go for some shooting star damage as well. Or should I say not damage, but value. And as you can see, you see the laser? You see that little blue laser that's currently right next to me right there? Yeah, really, really useful because it basically just kills enemies that are really close to you. And, well, that's such a significant benefit because you don't really want to be focusing on that, you know? You don't really want to be focusing on that all the time. You want to be, you know, aiming for these electric enemies like I'm doing right here, especially the tougher ones. Like, for example, these blue ones. Look at this. Look at how many sparks I'm literally firing off right here just because it is so tough to kill. Really making a huge difference. Look at how much I was able to get from that. Look at that, 2,300. Actually crazy. So we can now do this crazy thing where we can increase our enemy spawn rate by 1,000%. Yes, we could do that. And I'm indeed going to be starting to get explosions now. And let's do a little bit of something here with the extended chamber. Let's do that. That sounds pretty fun. And now, look at that. There's the explosion. Did you see that? The explosion just went off massively. And maybe we could do something here with the blue one. I'm not sure. Yeah, it's not going to be... Oh, no. Oh, no. We're not going to be able to get past it. No, it doesn't seem like it. It's kind of unfortunate. Yeah, there we go. There's the blue one that we missed. And there we... Okay, yeah. Now, maybe we can be okay. Maybe we'll be okay. I'm actually not entirely sure here. No, we should be fine. Yes. Oh, wow. Yes, as you can see, the 1,000 increase is doing a massive amount here. Unfortunately for me, I won't be able to kill that one. So sad, so sad. Oh well, never mind. As you can see, you can increase the explosion radius of those things as well, which is really, really incredible in my opinion. And we can also get an increased fire rate. I think I will get the increased... Oh, do I want to get the increased fire rate? Yeah, I think I will. Let's get that increased fire rate, and then we'll get more bullet damage because we are eventually going to be getting some crazy, crazy upgrades in regards to bullet damage. I would personally like to go for yellow enemy size as well, so I think we're probably going to do that. Let's get some more reload speed in the meantime as well, because I feel like I'm reloading a little bit too slowly for my liking. So let's do something like this. There we go. There we go. Oh yeah, now things are starting to come together, as you can see. Look at this. Everything is now starting to absolutely just get obliterated, and that's exactly what we want, of course. You know, that's the beauty of incrementals. You know, you're gonna get into the well, I wouldn't call it a flow state, as it were, because it's not really that kind of game, but you're gonna get into this really satisfying area where you literally will just absolutely murder everything, and everything is just gonna die, and it's gonna be so satisfying to see that. And look at that, 4,700, very nice. Okay, let's increase the yellow enemy size. Let's increase the explosive radius as well. That's really going to make a huge difference. Look at that, boom, there we go. Every single time one of those explosive asteroids gets destroyed now. Look at our energy, by the way. Our energy is still actually maxed out, which is so funny. All right, yeah, maybe we can do more. Maybe we can do more of that. There we go. Oh, wow. We are just getting so much. We're getting so much cash right here. The amount of difference these upgrades make, that's exactly what I was talking about earlier in the episode. Literally, every single one of these upgrades just kind of makes you feel like you're actually getting an upgrade, you know? It's not like you're getting an upgrade that's just like, yes, this gives you 0.2% or something like that. No. They actually gives you something chunky, you know? It's really, really nice. All right, so the question is, what do we do here? Well, we've got loads and loads of different upgrades. We could go for blue reward multiplier, or we could just go for increased explosive damage. I think we'll go for the increased explosive damage. I think that sounds pretty fun. Let's increase the laser damage and the laser range, as well as our bullet damage too. I think that sounds pretty fun. And then we'll see what we can do here. Gonna try to maximize targeting the electric enemies. That's gonna be my main... That's going to be my main thing. So I'm going to let my laser just do whatever it wants to do with targeting close by enemies. And I'm personally going to just try to target explosives and electric enemies. I think that's going to be the strategy that I go forward with now. And I think that generally tends to have a pretty good effect, as you can see right here. We are just absolutely obliterating everything. And indeed, maybe, just maybe, we're going to be getting a record-breaking amount of cash at this point as well. Look at that. Yes, an electric enemy being a blue one is absolutely invaluable because it just has so much HP. You're able to shoot it multiple times. Look at that. Yes, look at that. 7,700. Super, super nice. And indeed, we can increase the initial enemy count if we want to. Shall we increase the initial enemy count? That's the question. I think we should. Let's do it. Why not? Let's do it. And what else do we want to do? What else do we want to do? Well, I think bullet speed's probably the way to go here, because then we're going to get reload speed. And let's get some energy per second, shall we? I think that sounds pretty fun. So we're going to have an even longer period of time where we can do stuff. And yeah, it's just going to be crazy. We're going to actually start getting some amazing combinations here as well. Chain reactions of things going off. And it's so funny because you think of this game and you think, wait a minute, this is so simple. You're just shooting shapes. Yeah, you are, but it's so extremely satisfying to do so. And getting these upgrades is so fun. It's actually hilarious. Wow. Because, you know, before you know it, you're then like, wait a minute, it's been an hour. You know, it's been an hour, it's been 20 minutes, it's been, you know, however long. And you just don't realize because it's so fun. Anyway, let's see if we can actually get these guys dead here. There we go. Nice. Yeah, I mean, the funny thing is there are so many shapes here and I just don't have enough damage. I think that's the funny part right now. We could technically increase the blue enemy size. Do we want to do that? Not really. For me personally, I actually want to get the, well, I kind of want to get the 0.1% damage increase. So I think we're going to do that because look at what we can get with 20,000. A 50% increase with critical chance, which basically makes it so that we're critically hitting every single time we shoot. So, pretty crazy. So, let's see if we can maybe do a little bit of extra something here. I'm going to target, once again, just the electric enemies as much as I possibly can here. There we go. Look at that. Nice, nice, nice. More of that. There we go. And look at the bar. Look at the energy bar. Look at the energy bar. We're not even having problems. It's actually crazy. Okay, come on now. Can we do more? Yeah, I mean, obviously, as time goes on, you are eventually going to get to a point where you will clear out enemies, and then there won't be enough of them, you see. So what can we do about that? Well, there is actually an upgrade for that, and that is going to increase our enemy spawn rate by another, what is it? 5,000 or something crazy like that, I think. I seem to recall something like that. So yeah, that's going to be pretty insane. I don't currently have enough to be able to do anything yet about that. I could go for max energy if I wanted to. We could go for the blue multiplier. Let's go for the yellow multiplier right here because we've just got so much cash. Might as well do it. Let's go for some more range on the laser, more bullet damage for us as well. Get that maxed out. And here we go. All right, here we go, here we go. Let's see if we can maybe do something here. I'm trying to get through to that blue one. There we are. Nice, nice, nice. Try to get that exploded. Very good. Yes, yes, there we are. And things are happening. Things are happening. And indeed, we are actually in a situation now where we will have pretty much no issue, I don't think. I think we're going to be absolutely fine here, actually. I think we can... Yeah, no, I think we can definitely, maybe, I'm not sure if we can afford the 20,000. I think that's probably going to not be... I think we're going to miss it by maybe about 6,000 or so. I don't think we're going to have the opportunity to get it, but would be fun if we did. I don't think so. No, 50. Yep, look at that. We almost made it. Yeah, so there is this upgrade called the Patron. Now, basically what that is pretty much the boss. That is actually the boss of the demo. So what you can do is you unlock it, and then after a certain amount of kills, you will then have the opportunity to try to destroy the boss before your energy runs out. That's the main deal here. So, yeah. What we're going to do though is we're not going to do that just yet because there is no real point, in my opinion. We're probably wanting to just kind of get our upgrades together here before we do anything about that. Let's get some more of this. Get some more of that. There we go. Energy per reload, max energy. No, I think we'll probably go for more explosion damage. That sounds pretty fun. And let's go for laser range, I suppose. And there we have it. Okay. Now let's see what we can do here, because obviously we now... Yes, look at that. The massive explosive damage is really going to make a huge difference here. And maybe, just maybe, we'll be able to get to 20,000. And look at that, only a few minutes later, and we already have this. I already got the patron, by the way. I just unlocked the patron. He doesn't really do much yet, but you'll see exactly what I'm talking about with this 5,000% enemy spawn rate. And that is exactly what we're going to do, because what you need to do is you need to destroy enough enemies to be able to fill the bar that the patron has, and then he gets summoned, and then you can destroy him, hopefully, and then you're good. Hopefully, at least. Yeah, so we'll just get the boom radius increase, and then we'll just go for it. Okay, so there's the patron, as you can see right there. He just forms a small bar down there. And now we're going to start getting some crazy combinations, because we've got our explosives completely maxed out. And you're going to get to see some just wacky stuff happening right now. So, yeah, hopefully we'll be able to... There we go. We actually summoned him? Wow, that's crazy. Okay. That was actually insanely fast. I was not expecting to summon him that quickly, but yep. 5,000 increase really makes a huge difference, as you can see right here. Now, I'm actually just going to ignore him. I'm actually going to ignore him for the moment, because while I could technically end the demo if I managed to defeat him, I don't think I have the firepower to be able to do that just yet. If I were able to potentially destroy him with some explosives or something like that, I'm actually not entirely sure if the explosives even damage him, but... Yes, if I could destroy him with some explosives, we might have... No, it doesn't seem like it, actually. It doesn't seem like we're actually able to destroy him with that. That's okay. We don't really need to worry about that. As I said, all I really want to do right now is just try... Yeah, look at that. Just try to get as much cash as possible, because if I can get cash, I can increase my overall damage. Look at the carnage. Look at the carnage right here. This is insane. I might even be able to just literally... No. You can see my energy is just absolutely obliterating itself now, because we've stayed on the level for far too long. Yes. We might not be able to do anything more here. Probably not. Nice chain reaction though. Nice. Look at the chain reaction. Oh, that is so fun. That is just so extremely fun right here. Now, if I can just maybe survive for a little bit... No, that's absolutely fine. I've got 132,000. Yeah, so you can see exactly what I'm talking about when it comes to the insane upgrades that you get a little bit later in the game. So, yeah, you can actually start to get some really cool things. Wait a minute, what do we want? Well, let's get the critical chance, let's get the fire rate, let's get the reload speed. I've now got 45,000 remaining. We could go for the magazine size, laser damage... what do we want? Yeah, I think I'll probably just go for the max energy over there. Reload. Yeah, I think this is probably fine. Let's increase my laser damage a little bit more. And let's go for some stars. There we go. And yeah, we don't want to worry about Nemesis potentially coming along. But yeah, otherwise, yeah, we're almost basically maxed out. Yeah, I believe we are pretty much maxed out. We're just missing some magazine upgrade, some stars upgrades, and then the laser damage, but otherwise we're ready to fight the boss, and we should have this in the bag. Of course, we've got to resummon him. You know, we do have to resummon him, so it is going to take a little bit of time for us to do that, but we should 100% be able to defeat him now. I think we could have probably defeated him before, but I kind of wanted to show you what it's like with full upgrades and everything, and we do have, yeah, as you can see right there, he's already been summoned. I think I should probably be able to defeat him in just a moment. We've just got to get some nice little... Basically, what I'm trying to do right now is I'm just waiting until our energy is a little bit lower, and then I'm destroying one of the explosives nearby, or my laser is destroying the explosives, and we're getting an increase in the timer for that reason. So that's really making a huge difference for us. Maybe I'm not even going to be able to do it. Oh, no, it seems like I have to do something here. We might... Yep, there we go. There's full bar. That's perfect. Let's continue shooting him. We might run out. Gonna destroy this. Get my full bar back. There we go. And we should be able to defeat him in just a moment. Very slightly. There it is. And that's it. Operation complete. Yeah, very good. And so you've defeated the boss, and the full game has more bosses, weapons, skills, and endless chaos. And indeed, you can wishlist the game anytime you like, and it's absolutely fantastic. And you can go over to the skill tree and obviously just, you know, upgrade things however you like. Now, I've got everything maxed out because it's just way too fun. And I can imagine that this skill tree could be expanded even further. Like I said, there's no piercing upgrade or anything like that. There's no ricochet upgrade or anything like bounces or stuff like that. There's so much stuff that could be added here, and I can imagine that they're cooking up some cool stuff. Yeah. Anyway, if you'd like to check out Around the Core, there is a link in the description. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.